What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Thor. His name is Shadowfax. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Yoshii. Yes. Yoshii is the man. Yoshii is the myth. Yoshii is the legend. So too is Shadowfax, also a man, also a myth. And not yet a legend, but he's working on it. Okay, guys, he's working on it. We do have the map competitive mega random, though you might be relatively aware that we probably haven't seen this map yet. Oh, we have the mini Mediterranean map. Yes, mini Mediterranean. Very exciting. This is a hyper aggressive low fish map. And yeah, so let's just count the fish for everyone, just so you understand. This map can spawn with a whole bunch of different fish. As we see 9 fish over here, and we have 9 fish over here. The most important thing here for these players to do in the early game is to work out exactly how many fish each player's got to decide what build they should be going for. Because you can get fooled into thinking that this is going to be a high fish map. Go for your high fish build order and be very, very disappointed. So we'll see how it's going to go here as both players have started their fishing shenanigans. Now, if you guys are wondering, what do I do? How do I know where the water is if I'm playing on this map? Because the water could spawn anywhere, right? It could spawn anywhere. You could have it on the right side, you have it on the left side, you have it on the front, you can have it wherever. Well, kind of. So every single fishing spawn variation is going to have at least a fishing pond in the front of the map. So you've always got that going for you. On the other hand, there are sometimes going to be big puddles of water at the top side. There could be multiple different puddles in the middle. It could be all very, very random. So you do have to scout for it, but you should essentially, to be safe, send your first dock builder to the middle of the map to get that initial fishing stuff going. As we do see a house coming down for Yoshii, you might be thinking about going for a kind of temple push in and hit this and do their thing. We'll see how it's going to go. Temple coming up for our Thor player Shadowfax. Temple coming down here for Yoshii, and I think this is out of range of just out of range of the tower here. So he's going to have it down, no problems. Going to be a little bit sneaky here, as we see a couple more fishing ship coming out. Remember, it was 9 fishing spots a piece here, I think. And we'll be seeing that advance time coming through very, very shortly here for Shadowfax, going through Freya for 20 advance time, utilizing those cows to get there. It's not getting his second ox card out either, so it's going to have a big advantage on the water. And Yoshii not able to advance just yet. He's moved his villagers over here onto the chickens. Chickens and cows with 0 upgrades gathered at the same rate. But a significant advantage nonetheless here for Shadowfax in terms of the advance time. He's going to be at least 30 seconds in front. Yeah, about 30 seconds in front as the Hearser drops out. You can get the house up, all the good stuff here. Temple producing those Hearser here as we are going to be seeing the Ravens flying through, checking out what's happening. And look at this. Gold mine exposed, back tower. There's always going to be a gold mine and a tower relatively close together on this map. That's just a product of balanced maps, as we've decided. I mean, like Rebels Rising has decided, and I agree with him. But the problem here for a very aggressive play from Yoshii is, well, how does he defend the Valkyrie? The Valkyrie is going to pop straight into his base, and it's going to have a tough time with it. And are we seeing some longboats? Yes, we are. Longboats coming down, docks coming up. 6 fishing ships for Shadowfax, 8 for Yoshii. So longboat's going to come in, and the dock will indeed get up in time. So no problems here for Yoshii. He's going to be fine, but he will have to deal with this Valkyrie fairly soon. As, well, longhouse down for for Shadowfax. Dwarves coming over here onto the gold. A healthy amount of gold there as the fishing ship's going to be getting taken down. Big forest fire onto this location coming in as the village is going to drop into the town center here. There are a handful of straggler trees here he could jump onto, no problems. There's the forest fire dropping down there for Shadowfax as well. The villagers have already moved over onto this location though with the double ox cart here, as it does seemingly look like Yoshi's going to be almost losing his Valkyrie here. Shadowfax has got some of the best micro in the game that I've ever seen. Like a couple of other players compete with his micro, but it's very, very solid all the time. Always getting his units on the right unit, and always trying to do pullback micro and things like that. But moving in with the low HP longboats, as the longboats of Yoshii have managed to do some return fire there, trading 3 ships for 1 there though, as the Navy has kind of become a little bit equal here, it would seem, as Yoshii has to retreat back here at the moment. We've got 55 population apiece, but it seems like the army advantage for Shadowfax is a little bit more real here, as a stray Ulfsark does get sniped down. Nice find there from Shadowfax. So fishing ships getting taken down here as well. And now Yoshii trying to wander forward, getting some good damage done, taking the water for himself. Is going to be a very, very big help for his economy here. But he is losing his temple, and he will be losing his longhouse as well, as Yoshi's Valkyrie is out. He can turn around and take this fight, but I think Shadowfax noticed that, so he's pulling that one away. As Yoshii pushes back in, takes down another longboat. Are we seeing more longboats getting built? Yes, we are. I don't think that, like, unlike Mediterranean, I mean, maybe this map is maybe the fish is as important. I don't know. I was going to say, unlike Mediterranean, the fish probably isn't as important because there's less of it. But if both players have got 9, if you fish the entire pond, you're at 18. And we all know that 18 fishing ships is a huge amount of bonus. So we do see a cheeky raid coming in. A 33 HP Valkyrie and a raiding cavalry, though. Not going to be that easy to... Not going to be that hard to turn around and shank. But he does get in and get out, no problems. As the longboats back out in a small number for both players. I like that this is a very, very small, micro-intense fighting on the water. It's not sitting back and waiting to get a magic shit ton of boats where the micro stops being so important. Like if you have... I can't remember the exact number, but it's somewhere around 10 to 12 longboats or archer ships. It starts to become better to not pull back your boats and do that pullback micro, which really screws over your opponent, and better to just focus on making sure all of your archer ships are firing, dealing as much DPS as possible. But in this stage of the game, this is like the perfect number of ships for really, really, really strong micro to be done, and we'll see a little bit of that happening here as Yoshii pulling those boats back very nicely. Meanwhile, this longhouse getting taken down. We are still seeing some raids in the main base of Shadowfax while he's focusing on the micro, but he does turn around and deal with this nicely, as we are seeing a couple of Valkyries getting built, but Shadowfax dealing with all of this, no problems, and he has pushed the raids back. Meanwhile, the fighting still continuing here on the water, trying to pick off those longboats as best as he can. A little bit of an advantage here, I would say, for pretty equal here, actually. A little bit of an advantage for Shadowfax. He's at 7, but he can't find underneath the docks of Yoshii just yet. As the longboats pushing in, trying to deal with these bad boys, but not able to do so just yet. Does pull back. A little bit more micro would be good. Very low HP longboats here, as Yoshii not paying attention. He does pull in. You do have to continue to check what your opponent's HP bars are at and make sure you're targeting down those low HP longboats if you want to get an advantage there. As the fight here seemingly looking like it's slightly in the favor of Yoshii, but HP wise, maybe even higher, maybe even more so in the favor of Yoshii. This low HP longboat's going to go down instantly, and then we just turn into a very, very large advantage here As now we're starting to see some raids coming in from both sides here. Yoshii looking for something to target down. Sees the Valkyrie here. We do have Shield Maiden Valkyrie through for Shadowfax, and Yoshii on the other hand, I don't think he has that one just yet. But he is pushing in, but getting a little bit too over aggressive here as he has to retreat back home. As the boats for Shadowfax wandering in, trying to take down this longboat here. He does manage to do so. Big advantage though for Yoshii, so Shadowfax has to be really careful. Meanwhile, now it's a bit of an interesting time. Both players finishing up on their gold. They're going to have to fight for a second gold mine while trying to continue to hold the middle of the water. So you are going to be seeing that's exactly what the idea here from Shadowfax is going to come straight to this gold mine here. I'm not sure he knows 100% that that's what's happening or not. Maybe he's coming home to defend, but the fighting going to be ensuring. We do see more reinforcements from the surface coming in for the Shadowfax here as the army retreats back for Yoshii. And Yoshii does notice that his villagers here are a little bit out of position, and he's going to come back onto the gold mine. Units coming through here to defend. Big advantage though for Shadowfax in population is a couple of these dwarves will be getting taken out, but the army of Shadowfax is going to get cleaned very quickly here, it would seem, as the villagers trying to fight here. A little bit of micro from Shadowfax coming in as more units moving forward for Shadowfax on the back, and he might have to turn around and continue this fight on this location here. We'll see if he's going to do that or not. Raiding cavalry retreating back here for Yoshii as well to help defend his gold mine. He needs to make sure he keeps that one there as the raiders push in to try and take these units down as best as he can. Meanwhile, we see Shadowfax has managed to win the water over here. Remember, even though there's a population differential of about 20 here, a lot of that is on the boats. He's got himself 14 on the boats. So on the land here, Yoshii should be able to defend this fairly easily. We are seeing these units coming back over here. Lots of low HP units for Shadowfax here. So if the villagers turn around and shank, they should be able to deal with this fairly easily. There is a slight advantage for Shadowfax in terms of villagers, but it's not crazy or anything like that. We just need to make sure Yoshii keeps getting his villager production up, and we are seeing the Auroch in the top corner here for Yoshii getting grabbed as he realizes, yep, better grab some food here. Very important. Longhouses coming down as well for Yoshii, as we see a dwarven armory getting thrown up over here as well. The units just hanging back, thinking about whether or not they should fight or not. The armory here, is it worth it to get yourself burning pitch in a weird way in order to use, because Thor can do that in order to take these docks down and make sure you get access to the entirety of this water. It's a very big investment, doesn't get any advantage elsewhere, but it might pay itself off if you can not have to worry about the water anymore. As the raiding cavalry coming through, trying to take these bad boys down, but Yoshii just trying to defend. He's going to be retreating away. More units coming in here for Yoshii. This is what Yoshii does best. Distracts the army, attacks on different locations at once. But we've got Shadowfax coming back. He's already got his throwing axeman here to try and defend this location. He could probably even turn around and take this fight as well if he so chose. As we see a handful of units coming in over here as well. We turn around with the dwarves going to be shanking as best as they possibly can. Meanwhile, the units coming through here trying to take down this army. He's got a very strong push here now with the population advantage in a weird way, because we do have those longboats over here as well. We do see the army retreating back into the corner over here, going to be using the longboats to help fight this one. We do see that Yoshii notices that very quickly, pulls away from those longboats nicely. We're going to continue this fight. 112 population for Yoshii, 107 for Shadowfax, as both players kind of a little bit stuck here in the classical age, making sure they need to keep the gold mine gathering. But meanwhile, we've got Shadowfax on this gold mine as well, so you probably could retreat here and just give a little bit of ground, get to the heroic age, and have a fun time here. But Yoshii fighting too good at this point, pushing it onto this location. We will be seeing the dwarves potentially move in here to try and fight this as best as they can. Nice micro from Yoshii to try and target down those throwing axes on the back. More reinforcements coming through here for Yoshii. He's got 5 longhouses here right on the front to help reinforcements here, removing any sort of defender's advantage that our 4-player Shadowfax could have. As now the Shield Maiden Valkyrie coming in. There's a big advantage in Valkyrie count here as well for Yoshii, but the resource count is heavily favoring Shadowfax at this point. So we'll see if that's going to matter or not. The village is finishing up over there. They might move forward and try and eat these Aurochs on the very front here, making sure he continues to get that food economy. Meanwhile, continuing to manage to actually fish this while this fight is continuing here. So even though it seemed like Shadowfax had an advantage on the water, it's actually not completely there, as the Valkyrie is able to completely control this fight here, able to start taking down some villages as well. The fishing ship's getting garrisoned nice and fast here as Shadowfax has to move his villages back. We do see the Aurochs getting taken out here. We've got more Aurochs on this corner as well for Yoshii to retreat back through, as Yoshii is managing quite nicely here to continue fighting. If we take a look at all the military buildings for Shadowfax, he just doesn't have as much to compete with what Yoshii's got here. And all of this score advantage that Shadowfax has got is mostly just in his banked resources. So losing villages here is now down to 38, and Shadowfax has to retreat away from this gold mine, as Yoshii has managed to make a very, very nice push through here work. Incredibly nice play here from Yoshii. Incredibly good pressure that he's been able to put on. And now the problem here for Shadowfax is he needs Valkyries. He doesn't have the food economy. He's made the farms. He's probably got plow, but he's not eaten these Aurochs that Yoshii is eating. And Yoshii hasn't had to farm at all yet. So while it seems like Shadowfax is in a decent position, I'm not sure exactly how decent it really is. And here's the other thing. You could create a Ulfsark out of one of these villages and start spamming buildings down over here, get that gold control. We've got a second town center finally in the 16th minute of this game getting thrown down here for Yoshii, as the raiding cavalry are going to swing through here, try and take down some more villages. We've got the town center coming up for Shadowfax here as well. As it, we'll see how this is going to go. The town center going to get shot up fairly quickly, but Yoshii has to know that there's probably going to be a gold mine over this side of the map somewhere being grabbed. The throwing axeman getting pulled back here, as now Yoshii spots this. He might go straight after that ox cart, to be honest, but we see the angry dwarves coming, saying, "Get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you." And smartly, Yoshii does not drag Shadowfax's army over to the villages here. He's just retreating back the other way. It says, "No, better not." Why not? And we'll see, will Yoshii remember? Well, he should see this up here. But will he know to move those villages over there fast enough or not? We see the throwing axe. We're going to return back over here onto this town center, and the raiding cavalry is simply just running literal circles around his opponent's units here. Does he have the speedy upgrade? No, he does not have thundering hooves. And we've got Njord. Njord is a very, very dangerous pick here for Yoshii. I don't like it at all. He's going to get him access to a Kraken, so it should help him win the water. But at this point, the water doesn't matter, and he's going to throw a temple down. So he's kind of going for broke, and there's going to be a frost here. He's got about a 30-second window to take the hometown center down, which is 100% possible here. He definitely can take the town center down, but 30 seconds is a difficult task. And he needs to cut that Skadi off. If he doesn't, then those frost giants are going to come out en masse, and there's not going to be any answer to frost giants here for Yoshii. So he could be kicking himself here in this game. We see the military buildings getting thrown up here as well. The path block, potentially Shadowfax is aware of this. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is. Who knows? As we see, there's the Njord. There's the mountain giant. Do we see another mountain giant getting produced? We see the walking woods coming through here. Will open up the map just a little bit. 75% of the way through for Yoshii here as well. So sorry for Shadowfax here on the Skadi. It's not going to be a time. We do see the raiding cavalry coming on for a raid here, and now the frost will get dropped nearly immediately here, it would seem. There it goes, hitting every one of the Yoshii units. The frost giants immediately getting started here for Shadowfax as well. Smartly going to be getting that out, but most importantly, those frost giants going to be coming through. We see Sultan Fora coming through for Shadowfax as well. A bit of an interesting one there, because the Kraken is out, and the Kraken is going to be a bit of a problem. So he's probably going to lose that fish there. So really, what to now is the question for Yoshii. He's got no hunt left. He's got no farms left. He's got no real way forward. Maybe a market buying him his way to the next age. We will be seeing these raiders trying to take down this ox caravan here. Yoshii not paying attention to the raids as he does turn around, and will be able to pick off these medium raiders after all, but not before losing a handful of dwarves here. So now the army is going to be retreating back. He does still have a handful of those siege units now, but he will have to try and take down the frost giant as well. It seems like Shadowfax is somewhat stabilized after all is said and done. And while this is happening, Shadowfax has managed to take this town center away from Yoshii. Very smart, very good. And we are seeing some raids now coming onto this location over here. The Ulfsark, the raiding cavalry coming through. This is the only gold mine which Shadowfax has got access to here. So he's got to be careful to fend that, and it's just not really happening here. So Yoshii's still got RTS skills that he can use, even if he's got the weaker of the minor heroic age gods at this point. We're seeing Yoshii retreat back and see how he's gonna do here, but it's a big question mark. As more units coming through onto this location, we see him probably try and take down the ox cart here. It's always smart to go after that one to really cut the gold, and right now no gold income at this point for Shadowfax. He could come onto this gold mine over here. We do have a handful of dwarves over here as well. The dwarves retreating for Yoshii. We've got a handful of Drakkar coming through to take down the docks of Yoshii. Yoshii can move over to this gold mine if he wants. It's a little bit out of sight, out of mind. Meanwhile, the two frost giants just marching around the map, doing what they do best. Looking scary, I guess. And now the army of Yoshii says, I want to prevent this gold from being grabbed forever. Let me continue to fight here. 145 population. Yoshii going through Balder, but so too is Shadowfax, and this is going to be a really close Balder. It's 51 villages for Yoshii, 49 villages for Shadowfax. I keep reading Thor's Horsehead and being like, what the hell is his name? For Shadowfax, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be really tough. It's going even further in the advantage of Yoshii here, but he's only at 100 population. He's sacrificing a lot of units to make this happen here, as we are seeing some cheeky raids attempting to happen over here. No trade route. Does he start it? You got to build at least one. Just one would be good. Just make me feel like you're getting something out. Because now the dwarves going to be retreating, realizing how important it is to keep those alive. Still 54 villages for Yoshii. Still has that advantage. We don't see any more raids coming through. The villagers have made their way back over here onto this location here. Yoshii won't want to cast Rag until he's at least at 130 population. So he does have to be aware of that. So we'll see if he's going to get those units out in time or not. As the mountain giant does get taken out. The villagers come over here, shanking down said throwing axeman here. And we're in a very tense position here as Balder pops. And do we cast Balder straight away? Apparently we do. 201 population Ragnarok for Yoshii. We're going to see the Rag heroes come in, tear down this town center, go after these villages, force the Ragnarok. There it is. Ragnarok for both players. We've got 209 population to 201 population. One of the closest Ragnaroks you'll ever see. We've got Copper Male versus Bronze Male. So all advantage is in Shadowfax's hands here. The advantages are for Shadowfax. See all the units going to be marching their way over here, and we'll see how it's going to go. There is a slight advantage for Yoshii in the health regeneration aspect of his Ragnarok. So if he takes a small fight, retreats, that's also good. We see Copper Weapons of Thor has managed to come through as well for Shadowfax. As the armies all converging on one position. Not only that, we've got the one ox caravan through for our Thor hero Shadowfax. But it's gonna get taken down. The market gets destroyed. As we see these units getting taken out over here. Population is still very, very close, but now it's favoring Yoshii slightly as those units get taken out. This is very, very tense. The heroes of Ragnarok kind of getting caught out over here. We see an attempt at a building path block. Not quite able to do so. And now we'll see the units turning around, taking the fight here. We've got the armies converging on both sides. We've got bronze weapons of Thor coming through. It will be in time. Population differential very, very close. These armory upgrades are going to be coming in absolutely clutch for Shadowfax here. But the armies they're just both dying at exactly the same time here, it would seem. I can't tell you who's going to win this fight, and even if somebody wins this fight, everyone's going to be dead in the end. Will it really matter all too much? Nice micro over here from Yoshii to try and pull away. 96 population, 92 population. The fire giant's going to be getting taken down. A lot of this population for Shadowfax is in myth units here, and it seemingly looks like Yoshii is going to be coming away with the victory on this fight. However, villages are going to be getting produced. We've still got fishing ships on the map, which means that the villager reproduction for Shadowfax is going to be significantly easier than for Yoshii. So he's still got that advantage where that's concerned. Yoshii needs to figure out a way to prevent gold income here. It would seem would be the best way forward, as he's going to be able to clean up the rest of these units. We've got 50 population for your Shadowfax, to 36 population for Yoshii, as he's cleaned up all of those heroes of Ragnarok over here. Every single one basically dealt with. We've got this many units remaining after all is said and done. 10 units remaining to 3 units after being at 200 population, 34 population to 41, as Shadowfax is very happily just going to start rebooming here, getting the economy going. He's got no idea what position he's really in compared to his opponent, as the units trying to start getting built very, very slowly. Imagine if we had that one ox cart going. Actually, his market got destroyed, so it doesn't matter. But what can Yoshii really do with these units? Not a lot. Shadowfax can take his time, get his villagers reproduced. He's on the wood, he's on the food. He's not slowing down at all. He's got plenty of fishing ships. He could even build some fishing ships here if he so chose. But Yoshii's got nothing to do now. And he says, yep, GG. That is completely true. He wins the Ragnarok fight, but ends of the day, if you've got no economy, you've got no economy, and that is the game. An incredibly exciting game here, ending slightly anticlimactically, but you may have won this. You may have won this fight, but you've not won the war, and that is the exact definition of what happened here in this game. If you guys enjoyed this game, I mean, let's check the post game, because why not? We got the 246 killed, 280 lost, 222 7 killed. You got to ignore this unit loss. Just look at the units killed versus lost, because it takes into account the Ragnarok as well. But a very, very close game. The economy of Shadowfax was just too strong though for Yoshii. And that is the game. Incredibly fun game here from these two players. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.